How to talk to anyone and never run out of things to say. We've all been there. You meet someone new or even someone you kind of know. You start with the usual, "Hi, how are you?" followed by the typical small talk like, "What do you do?" or "Which team are you on?" After a few sentences, the conversation fizzles out and you're both left smiling awkwardly, staring into space. Awkward silences are uncomfortable. They can pop up anywhere, at work, at a party, or even during family gatherings. You might meet a cousin you haven't seen in years or end up sitting next to a stranger at a wedding. You want to connect, but you're not sure what to say next. You feel stuck. If you've ever wished you could talk to anyone, confidently, naturally, without that weird lull, good news, you can. You don't need to be born with the gift of gab. You just need to learn a few simple techniques. Talking to people is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned and practiced. Here's the truth. I used to be terrible at small talk. I wasn't shy around my close friends, but with new people, I froze. I blamed myself. I thought I just wasn't confident enough, or maybe I was socially awkward. But over time, I realized it wasn't about personality. It was about practice. After years of trial, error, and watching how great communicators work, I discovered 3 methods that changed everything. These 3 tools helped me go from struggling to make conversation to actually enjoying it. The best part? You can start using them right away. 1. Ask follow-up questions that show you're engaged. Let's say someone says, "I played golf this weekend." You've got 2 choices. You can say, "Oh, cool," and let the conversation die, or you can ask, "Nice, where do you usually play?" That one question opens up a whole path for deeper conversation. You can follow up with, "How long have you been playing? Are you part of a club? Do you play competitively?" You don't need to know anything about golf. That's not the point. The point is showing curiosity. When you ask good follow-up questions, you do 2 things. You make the other person feel heard. You keep the conversation flowing naturally. It also gives you control. Conversations are just a back-and-forth exchange of questions and answers. The person asking the questions usually steers the direction. And when you're asking with genuine interest, the conversation becomes richer and a lot less awkward. 2 dots. Listen to understand, not to reply. Here's a common mistake. Instead of really listening, most of us are already planning what we're going to say next. We hear someone talk about their weekend, and while they're still talking, our minds are thinking, "Oh, what story can I tell that relates to this?" Or, "What's something clever I can say?" But when you're doing that, you're not truly listening. The best conversationalists don't talk more. They listen more. They give their full attention. No phone checking, no drifting thoughts, just being present. There's a quote that sums it up perfectly. Most people don't listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Don't be that person. Active listening is powerful. When you really hear what someone is saying, your follow-up questions become more meaningful. Your responses are more thoughtful. You stay on topic and avoid those clumsy, offbeat replies that can kill a vibe fast. Practice it. The next time someone talks to you, pause before replying. Make sure you fully understood what they said and then respond. 3. Find common ground and build on it. We naturally bond with people who are like us, who've had similar experiences, enjoy the same hobbies, or come from the same place. When you find that shared connection, the conversation often takes off on its own. Sometimes common ground is easy to spot. You both love football. You're from the same hometown. You both binge-watched the same Netflix series last weekend. Other times, it takes a little digging. That's where your curiosity and follow-up questions help. You might start talking about golf and end up discovering you both have kids the same age, or you both love hiking, or you've traveled to the same country. Once you find that spark, stick with it. Let the conversation grow naturally from there. You'll find it easier to keep talking, and much more fun too. And if there's silence, that's okay. Let's be real. Sometimes, no matter what you do, the conversation stalls. That's just life. Not every chat will go smoothly. Not every connection will click. And that's totally fine. Silence isn't the enemy. Learn to be okay with it. A moment of quiet doesn't mean you've failed. It doesn't mean you're awkward. It just means you're human. Instead of panicking, just take a breath. Maybe ask another thoughtful question, or just let the pause sit for a second. Often, the conversation will pick back up on its own. Final thoughts. You've got this. Talking to new people doesn't have to be scary. You don't need to be loud, funny, or extroverted. You just need to show interest, ask the right questions, and listen. Here's a quick recap. Ask smart follow-ups that invite deeper conversation. Listen fully, not to reply, but to understand. Find common ground and build from there. Don't fear silence. It's normal and temporary. The more you practice, the better you get. Start small. Next time you meet someone, use one of these techniques. You'll be surprised how quickly conversations become easier and more natural. And remember, great communication isn't about impressing people. It's about connecting with them. One thoughtful question at a time.